Hi everyone, today I'm doing another in the series of showing you how I organise and store my craft stuff. And this one is all about these containers. I got mine at Spotlight here in Australia, but I do know that they're available elsewhere. And it's a big container that has a handle on the front. Just pull that up for you. And the handle locks into place, so one's for carrying and one's for locking the lid, which is really good because then these won't fly out if you're moving them around. And I have got lots of different things in here. So I've gone through and I've sorted stuff, and the things that are smaller that fit in here I've put in and then I've labelled them. So I've just used my labelling machine and I've put labels on everything. I've actually got two of these boxes. One wasn't enough, so I bought another one. But they're very good because you can pull out the thing that you need and you can take it to your table and you can use it. So I really like that about it. You can see here. And the other thing that I've just started doing is with this new stuff, I'm actually keeping this part of the label and sticking it into the top. Now I'm only doing that because I'm making videos, and if I ever need to refer back and I happen to forget what they are, which is maybe not very likely, but it might happen, then I can refer to the label that's in there. Also, I don't know whether you can notice, but I'm sorted them alphabetically, so I know where to get them from. So this one is from A through to M, and then the next one goes from P onwards. And I find that that's really helpful because I know which one to pick up when I'm looking for handles. I know it's going to be in this one. I don't have to go looking to see where I've put it back or which one it's in. And if you get a new one, they're super easy just to pull a bunch of them out, put the new one in and then move them around. So, you know, super easy to pop in and out like that. And then they just easily store, as I said, that top, let me show that in this frame for you. So that top clip clips on so that you can clip it so it's not going to come off, and then the bottom one lifts up so that you can carry it. I don't think I'll get any more. I think two is enough. I think if I had more than two I'd be a bit overwhelmed with the amount of stuff I've got for a start, and I am trying to, you know, cut down, although I still do like to buy the new things. But I'm finding that they're really good for storing all these little things. And the other thing I'm storing in here is where I did like a make on my cutting machine, on my die cut machine. I've just, when I've cut things out, I might have cut a bunch of them, so I might have only wanted one or two, and I've just chopped out a bunch of them, and then I'm able to store them in here. The other tip I would have for you is that just to make it look reasonably neat is make sure you've got the clip on the same side. If you have one that's where you've labelled it and it's turned around, you know, that would drive me a bit crazy. It might not affect you, but I just made sure that all mine are turned in the same direction. The next thing I'm showing you is my stamp storage. So these are for some of my Kling-on stamps or rubber stamps and clear stamps, and I put them in here. These are, I think I've showed you these before, they're just a box like a DVD case, but it's actually purpose bought for stamp storage from my local scrapbook shop. And I've actually taken the packaging off these smaller stamps and clinged them onto the actual surface, so they'll come off and then they'll go back on once I've used them. And I've got them in here. I haven't bothered labelling these. They're really simple to flick through, and just flick through like that. These ones here, which are the little girls, they come from Julie Nutting. They're Julie Nutting stamps from Prima. I've actually put the label in there so I know which one it was, but most of the others I haven't. Just got some butterflies and different things in there. This one actually comes in its own case. A lot of the Darkroom Door rubber stamps will come in their own case like that, which is really good because it's the same size case. And this container that I've got them in is just a container from IKEA, one of the small ones that you get from IKEA. Very handy in the craft room. Now onto these bigger containers. In the other videos I've showed you the smaller containers that I get from Costco, and then I've got the next size up which will fit a 12 by 12 that come from Spotlight. Well, that's where I got them. These one here I actually got from the craft shop itself, and they're a much bigger container. And in this one I've got my 12 by 12 papers. So I don't have, this is all the 12 by 12 papers that I've got that I haven't yet used. There are some in the work in progress boxes, but this is a much bigger container, and that is really good because often you'll get papers like this one here that has some stuff on the end of it. So if you've got it, if it's bigger than a 12 by 12, they still really comfortably fit in this container. So you can see that this 12-inch ruler fits really comfortably inside the box with room to spare. So I'd say that internally they're about maybe 13.5 inches, and this way they're probably 12 and what's that, not quite a half an inch on that side. So you've got to remember when you put them in, don't turn them the wrong way because they won't. Let me get that in shot for you. If you turn them the wrong way, so this is longer than it is wide, I've got that right on the bottom, but it won't actually fit and it'll crush your paper. So you just have to remember that when you're putting your papers in, to make sure that they're turned the correct way. And of course it will comfortably fit cardstock, but anything like this where you've got, you know, a good inch of topping on it, if you put it this way, it's not going to fit. So you make sure you turn it to the side so that it will fit. And I store other things in them, not just 12 by 12. These are my handmade items. So this is all the ephemera that I'm making. And it was pretty empty, but I've had a real rush on it in the last couple of weeks, and I've topped it all up again. So anything I make that's handmade and ready to be used in a journal, I pop them in here. So I know I just have to grab this out and I can find anything that I want to make, or that I want to use, sorry. And it's all in one spot. It's getting a bit full again, but I'm doing a challenge at the moment for making ephemera, 100 pieces of ephemera. So when I finish that, it's going to be pretty full. So I think I better get using and start actually doing some videos where I'm using some of this stuff. This is Deborah. Thanks for joining me. Cheers.